Alright, we're back with this. At the end of the last video, I was losing my mind over a line that, well, he didn't say it because Venti's not voiced for this, but there's a line where he tells Dahlia, "You wouldn't refuse me, would you?" And I lost it. At the very end of the last video, I don't know if it clipped it in time or if it caught it, but I was like, that seems like the most sussest line Venti has ever said. That's like Kanich saying that to me. "You wouldn't refuse me, would you?" Like, what? Also, by the way, Kanich's lines have now been fully replaced by the new guy, so that auto flip is enough to make somebody throw up. If he sounds different, that's why. Yeah. I know people want to say what they want to say. All I can tell you is I'm not part of the whole voice actors thing about what's going on. I know about everything that's going on. I am unhappy about how the voice actors have been attacking people online and the way they've been acting. Not all of them, a few of them. And the fact that they all teamed up on this new guy and started talking about his wife and his children and that he didn't need money and that, oh, he just bought a new house and like, what the fuck? So the guy is based in Japan. He's half American, half Japanese. And there was like people just shitting on him for no reason. I think he sounds okay. To me, he kind of makes Kanich seem like a whole different character. Because originally with the old guy, I mean, the old guy did perfect. I thought his voice was perfect for Kanich. I kind of wish it would have stayed, but that ain't my choice. That was his choice because he chose not to work for 6 months. That's why he got replaced, because he didn't work for 6 fucking months. That's a long time to be gone, bro. So basically, that's why he was replaced. Woo! Yes, shoot the fucking win. That's why he was replaced. That is why, because he went on strike. Which he's not even part of the union, I was told. I don't know how true that is, but apparently the guy's actually really upset about it. John Paternaud, he's actually really upset. He said he adored Kanich. He loved playing as him. He used to play this game himself. It was his comfort game. He really always wanted to voice here. He was happy about it. He didn't want to let the character go, but because he decided to stand on strike, he lost the character and he was instantly replaced. I do feel for him because I feel like maybe he was bullied, because from what other voice actors are saying, like D-Luke's voice actor and Lumines, and as well as well, not really Lumines, I guess Venti's voice actress spoke out recently, where she says that they bully you, like the union bullies their voice actors and sends them threatening letters and like treats them really badly. They treat them poorly. So I'm thinking he was forced to do it. Maybe he felt that if he didn't go on strike too, that he would be treated like shit by his fellow voice actors, his fellow peers. I don't know what it was. A part of me feels like maybe he was bullied into not voicing Kanich, which is kind of fucked up because he lost the role, lost his job, while other characters, or other people rather, who told him not to voice, were still voicing. Like, I don't see how that's fair. How come he wasn't allowed to voice, but they were? It's like, what's the double standard, bro? How come they can voice their characters, but he can't voice his? He gets told shit if he does. What? That's not fair. And that's what happened. So I think maybe because he didn't want to deal with harassment, he stopped voicing and just did what they wanted him to. But as a result, not only did he lose Kanich that he was voicing, he lost his job. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a voice actor anymore. He still is, because he's obviously the damn voice for Ji Luan in Dynasty Warriors Origins. The damn pretty boy protagonist who looks like a rip-off of Hanbei. He voices him, and I didn't know that. But I was looking up some things, and yeah, Kanich's old voice actor, John Paternaud, actually voices Ji Luan in Origins. I have Origins, I messed around with it, and I didn't realize that, because I was messing around with the Japanese version, not the English version, so I didn't know. I actually didn't know that, because the character's mute, he doesn't talk. He's like a Link character, you just pick options. The only time you hear him talk is when you're, like, fighting. How can you tell who is who based on a grunt noise? You know what I mean? Based on, like, making this noise. How can you tell who that is? You see what I mean? So I didn't know it was him. So I mean, he has a role there, and Ziluan's a really good character, so that's all I could say about it, because I've been getting asked. I don't want to voice my opinion too much, because sometimes I get a little too real, And people might get upset. Like I said, I don't want to be a part of that argument. All I can say is basically to break it down for you. Union voice actors were voicing characters in this game. This game is not a union project, nor has it ever been, nor will it ever be. Any game by MiHoYo, it doesn't have to be Genshin. It could be Honkai Star Rail, Zero's Endless Zone, and Honkai Impact, and stuff like that. Those games are owned by them. And union voice actors were voicing for those games, including Genshin. And they were then trying to force it to become a union company. And it didn't work for them. They also said that it was for AI protections when MiHoYo already has AI protections in place, especially for their Chinese and Japanese voice actors. They have AI protections by default. And they were going around telling people that it was because of that and because they weren't getting paid, and it turned out none of that was true. It was the fact that they wanted Hoyo to become a union company and make all of their games union projects. And because it wasn't working, they decided to do like a collective work refusal, because they figured, well, if we stop voicing the characters, it'll force them to sign the contract, and that didn't happen. So because people like Kenichi's voice actor, who didn't voice because of that, he got recasted. And the moment he was recasted is when the shit hit the fan. So it was also Kaching's voice actress who was attacking him on Twitter in front of everybody, saying that, oh, he doesn't need money. This is a small job for him. If he was going to take it, he should have took it uncredited. And, oh, he just bought a house recently. I'm sure his wife is the one supporting him. His wife's the breadwinner, is literally what she said. It's like, it's not like he needs money to pay the bills. He doesn't need to do this voicing shit. It's like, you don't know that? Dude has a wife, just bought a house, and he has 2 toddler children. What do you mean he doesn't need money? The fuck, if anything, I think he needs it more. You know how hard it is to raise children? Not easy, bro. Saying that he doesn't need money is a fucking insult. That's all I'll say on that, because I don't want to be part of it, but that's what's happening right now. And because he didn't voice him for 6 months, he was replaced by the new guy. And the new guy is the one that everybody's talking shit on. Personally, I think they need to give him a fucking chance. They're not the only people in the world who voice act. Doesn't matter. The guy could be fucking located in fucking, I don't know, some other country in the UK or something. And as long as he voices, I think he should be allowed to have the job. Barring jobs from voice actors and only allowing the union voice actors to get every role is not fair. Every other voice actor has worked hard to become what they are, and I feel like they deserve a chance at just as much as everybody else does. That's like me saying, oh, I'm more qualified to work at Walmart than you, when you also have been working towards that. That's not fair to be told that, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's how they feel. Like, if I was a voice actress, and I was located, like, not in the US, and then I have US voice actors telling me, oh, you shouldn't have took this role, oh, you're horrible, oh, you're pathetic, I'd be like, bro, I worked hard just like you, and your laws don't conform to me. I'm not in that country, so whatever strike or whatever rules you have don't apply to me, because I'm in a whole different fucking country, where I have different rules, different laws. I don't have the same laws as you. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to force your laws onto somebody else. Like, people who do that, they make Americans look bad. They make us look bad, going around telling people stuff like that. It's a fucking embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. It really is. But anyway, I know you all must be shocked, but the evidence is solid. Albedo's situation is not looking good.
I still don't believe Albedo would do something like that. Using living people as alchemical test subjects? It's like something out of a novel.
Something out of Thriller.
Perhaps it's best for me to remain impartial, but I've worked with Albedo before. He's an alchemist, not a sadist.
He could be a sadist for me. Anyway. This version of events is hard for me to accept anymore. As anyone, rather. Bavarka, her father, once said Albedo is very different from the rest of us. Perhaps there are things we still need to learn about him. Yeah, 'cause he's not a real person. Human, I mean. Let's see what Albedo has to say for himself first. Would you mind giving me a moment, everyone? A private matter requires my attention.
Hey, Jean!
Hello, let me just burst in your door. Sovereign, Paimon, perfect timing. Kaya has a favor to ask. Like Jean said after the verdict, we have time to submit an appeal, and I will do my utmost to convince Albedo to accept. He's been acting strange, and I can't read him for the life of me. But I need you two to start investigating the case. Investigating the case? Luming's like, why does it have to be me? I just came here for a festival, bro. Yes, it's almost time for you to get involved. Do you want us to join the investigation? Are you sure we're just adventurers after all? That seems like I don't give a fuck. Are you sure? No. We'd like you to launch an investigation of your own. I'll continue working on his defense in the meantime. If you find anything that might be his case, or might help his case, can't read, just let me know. I know it's against the spirit of the season to task you with this, but Albedo is a trusted member of our ranks. We owe him the benefit of the doubt. Understood. I'll look into the case on my own. I know you'll get to the bottom of this. You've never failed us in your time of need. But what if the accusations turn out to be true?
True.
Then you will have done Mondstadt a great service all the same. I'm expecting a retrial. Until then, you're welcome to have a look around Albedo's office on the 2nd floor. I'm counting on... They've never let us up there before. What? Wait, huh? They've... Oh my god. The way he's just staring at her. He's like, I hate you. The sarcastic sound of him walking. Oh! Thank you for agreeing to investigate. We're counting on you. I was a man, but now I'm a woman. I have no joke to follow that up. I just think it's funny how sometimes they auto-switch you to your main character. Yeah, they've never let us up here before. Anybody who's played this game, you would get barred. They wouldn't allow you to come up this far. This is weird. Is it this way? I'm pretty sure they never allowed us up here.
Captain Kaya! Surely I can't just...
These two are here on Jean's orders. She asked them to investigate Albedo's office, so move the fuck out of the way. Imagine if he said that.
Oh, in that case, head on in.
We've never been in here before.
So this is Albedo's...
Shut up. So this is Albedo's office. Pretty much exactly how Paimon pictured it. We've never been in here before. Alright, I have some work of my own, so I'll leave you at it. Good luck, you two. Right back at you. Yeah, I'm a little sickish, slightly sick, so my throat is straining. Like, it feels sore when I swallow. It's either it's my allergies, which I think it probably really is, or I'm actually slightly sick with something. I'm just shocked. I've never been in here before. I'm like acting like a girl who was led into her crush's room for the first time. It's what it feels like. I've never been in here. Oh, I wonder what he has in here. Where's the stash, Albedo? Albedo, where's the girls? I'm kidding. That's a horrible stereotypical joke. Like, oh, every man has corn magazines. That's a joke. It's a joke, please don't get offended.
Let's see what we can find.
It's a joke. I don't really care if men do or don't. Investigate the book. There's a stack of books on the desk, mostly relating to alchemy, environmental science, and life science. Some of the pages have been marked with alchemical symbols, and others have S-shaped or triangular symbols drawn on them. Any potential meaning is unclear.
Wow! These books are so...
I hate her talking. Well, these books are so fancy. Albedo must have gone to great lengths to get them. Why can't they just hire me to be the new voice actress? I'll do it. Voicing her seems like it'd be kind of fun. Investigate under. So that arrow is making me think that I can go that way, but hold on. After moving the book, the desk looks almost empty. Your hand slipped while moving the book, causing the hardcover book to strike the desk. The resulting noise is a bit unusual. It's subtle, but to an experienced adventurer it sounds too hollow. Almost like there's a compartment within the desk. Yeah, if you not like that's how people could tell if there's hidden walls behind walls, is if you knock on it and it sounds hollow and not like thick. It sounds like it echoes. There's another room behind it. I do find concepts like that very interesting.
Wait!
It's her fucking head! Man, I like Paimon. She's a cute character, but it's like I'm so upset about what her voice actress has been doing online. I just can't. I just hate when people ruin characters, bro. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, I used to like her. I used to like listening to her talk, and she was really fun to listen to at times. Other times she would annoy me. But it's just, it doesn't feel the same anymore. It's very sad. I'm gonna try to get through it, though. Wait, it looks like there's a hidden compartment under the desk. There does appear to be a compartment added to one side of the desk. It was very well hidden. The lock mechanism is complex and seems to involve elemental power in some way. Perhaps you could try using the power of Geo. Oh, what? The hidden compartment opens. Oh yeah, because Lumion can switch. I was like, I didn't have a Geo character in my party. I was about to say, I can't open up my configuration menu either, so I'm stuck with the characters I have. So I was about to say, oh, please don't make me do that. But, of course they wouldn't, because Lumion can change elements at will. So far she has the power of Animo, which is wind. Geo, which is earth. Electro, which is lightning. Dendro, which is nature, like plants and vines and stuff. Then she has Hydro, which is water. And then the last one we just got, which is Pyro, which is fire. The last one we're missing is Cryo, which is ice. We haven't been to Snezhnaya yet, because it's not in the game. But those are the elements that she has so far, so she can switch to it. Currently I have her set as Pyro, in case you're wondering. I know it looks like it could be yellow, like Geo, but it's Pyro. It's fire. I don't like the fact that it is orange. I kind of wish they would make the color more red, because it seems like it fluctuates. Because on Ether, I noticed it switching between orange and actual red. And here with Lumion, it seems like it stays orange all the time. There's only been a few times where I've seen it turn actual red. Like, see the bottles on the left over there? On the desk, on the shelf? That's red. That's the color her outfit should be. Like, the parts that are glowing, it should be red like that. But it's orange like this lamp. And it's like, what? Anyway. The hidden compartment opens. Inside lies a piece of paper with more information. Investigate. Festering is also a manifestation of rot. When festering forces and a sufficient amount of life energy collide, the two will repel each other, triggering a powerful side effect. When I tested this in an alchemical experiment, the results of the refinement were startling. Breaking through the shackles of life, the stimulation of the blank project, I must take advantage of this opportunity. The name of the project is blotted out in ink. What could it be? The note mentioned festering forces, which suggests that Dragonspine could be involved somehow. If this has something to do with the creating synthetic life, would Albedo go that far for one of his experiments? No, that can't be. Amid the notes is a map with a few markings on it. Two of the marked locations correspond to the crime scenes, and the third appears to be in Dragonspine. Is that where I'm going? Hand-drawn map. So there's the one outside where she's seen him, and then the other one with Dawn Winery. So hold on. The first one is near that little pond. That's where Beatrice said she's seen him. The second one is near Dawn Winery. That's where D-Luke saw him. So Dawn Winery is like that little building at the top of the map. Like if I put it to the top, it would be underneath the word hand. That little like building is the Dawn Winery. That's where D-Luke lives. And the mark was not far. The third place is in Dragonspine. Ooh, that's right next to the heart. The dragon heart that's up there. That's supposed to be the heart of Durin, which is one of the other creations created by Rhine-Daughter. His heart is said to be right there, and it's literally right there. Oh, okay. It's a hard pill to swallow, but if the results of the joint investigation are correct, there could be a body hidden in that last location. Or, at the very least, what remains of one. Huh, what does this mean? Do you think something might also be buried at the last location?
Be buried at the... Alright, that's it.
Alright, that seems to be it for this place, but I never went left.
We should go tell Jim.
We should go tell Jim what we found. Oh. Yeah, it's a Dodoko thing. God, I feel like I'm in a hospital. What the fuck?
Oh, Vic is calling. Let's answer.
She's like, Vandy is on the phone. Do you want to answer? No. How's the investigation going? Find anything?
Oh,
We found stuff, alright. Stuff that only makes Albedo look even more suspicious. I see. So, Albedo's researching something that doesn't help his case. Huh. You share what you learned with Venti. Not promising. We should be grateful Albedo's true identity remains hidden. If it gets out that he's one of Rhine-daughter's creations, there'd be no separating him from her past, rather. As we both know, Rhine-daughter's approach to alchemy and ethics were pure madness, and the evidence you just found, let's just say, it could convince even those closest to him of his guilt, perhaps even you. I don't think the handwriting was faked, and the notes also sounded like him. Then it comes down to trust. Do you trust Albedo? I don't know, but I want to. That's a good question. Do I trust Albedo? Yes, I do.
Yeah, he's our friend. We should keep the faith.
And if he really is the culprit, he must have had a reason, right? Maybe he's just not allowed to talk about it. Yeah, that must be it. Either way, a fair investigation means coming to a conclusion presented by the facts. Does that mean even Venti no longer believes in him? Remaining objective has its own value. Remember, none of this is your fault. Just report back with an honest assessment of the facts.
Yeah. Well, let's go find Jean and tell her what we learned.
Oh my god. Oh no!
That's Miles.
Oh no, did he hear the talk with Venti? Did he hear me say, well, he's not a normal human?
Oh, sorry. I heard voices and wasn't sure if I should check who was inside.
What the hell is happening?
It's okay. We're here on Jean's orders.
Ah, I see. I'll leave you to it then.
Hold on.
Hold on. You didn't hear what we were saying, did you?
Oh, not really. Nothing that made sense anyway.
Well, do us a favor and just forget anything you might have heard, okay?
Oh, sure. You got it.
Way to make us look suspicious, Paimon, you stupid idiot. Oh my god.
That map we found in the hidden compartment seems important. We should check out the marked locations.
Oh my god, suck it. Suck it. His office is relatively small. Like, is this the depth of the length of it? I feel like everything I'm describing could sound horrible out of context. I'm gonna stop saying things. I'm gonna get the hell downstairs. Oh my god. Out of context, I realized just how bad that sounded. Is this really how big Albedo is? I think it would be bigger. Oh, the depth and length is absurd. Like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I was talking about the size of his room. I was not talking about the size of anything else. Oh my fucking god. Oh, am I supposed to tell Jean? Hold on. Fuck. Oh no. Oh god, was I supposed to? They told me you should go tell her, but I like left. Well, yeah, I did leave. You know what's funny? He walked out the door, and did you see where it put him? He was outside at the bottom railing, and I just realized that. Like, he was where I left him off. Like, that was the point I touched to get in here. You know, she's not here. I kind of figured. Well, wait. Nope. Okay. That's why I didn't go in there, because normally when they tell you to tell another character something, that character is not really there. Like, main characters don't stay in the same place. In fact, you can't find them anywhere in the game world, unless you're doing a quest in which they're present. That's why I was like, there's no way she's there. Yeah, when I came out, it had him down here. Why was he right here? Yeah, that didn't make any sense. I literally went in and came out. He should have been right here, but he was like down there, because that's where I had originally entered from. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's exactly where it's at. I would have to go, because Albedo's office, not his office, but like his research place, is actually up here. I can show you where his old lab would be. Because if you've done the Dragon Spine events, his lab is over here. Right here. This is where he would be. See, there's the same thing from his room, only it's on fire out here, but not inside his room. Weird. Hold on. Let me see, what do I got? Oh, God. I don't know, like I was saying, I am really happy with the way Dahlia looks. There's people shitting on him already. I actually quite actually adore him, really. I'm actually looking forward to when he gets released. The only thing I'm sad about, though, is I think I've seen an article saying that he's going to be a 5-star. And 5 stars are hard for me to get in this game, as everybody probably knows. I have to struggle to get 5 stars. I tried to get Venti, and I'm just so sad about it, because like like he's aired 5 times. I've been playing this game. This is the 5th year. October 20th of this year makes it 5 years that I've been playing this game. I messed around with the betas and stuff, but I didn't officially start playing until October 20th of 2020. So October 20th of this year makes it 5 years that I've been playing. And I've been trying to get Venti because his banner didn't air at all last year. For 2024, it did not air at all. It aired in 2020, 21, 22, and 23, and that was it. That's why when he came back this year, I was really excited, but I didn't get him. I have him in my Ether account, so technically I do own him. Technically I do, because I have him in my Ether account, and that account is mine. But it's just not the same.
10 points for agility.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's not my main account. But I technically do still have him, so I guess I am happy about that, but I am actually still really sad about it too. Maybe the game can make it up to me somehow by giving me somebody else. Currently, the banners we have right now is a Scoffier Navia, which I don't really care for Navia. She's okay as a character, I like her, but I don't really see the need to get her. And I want to try for Aoife. Aoife seems like a cool person. I already have Auroron and Layla, but I think I need Auroron one more time to C6 him. But I do like a Scoffier. I think she's very cute. So maybe I can try for her. The little pin that she has in her head, can't see it from this angle. The little thing, that little, I was trying to select her, but my game's fucking acting weird. That thing in her hair, it's supposed to be like 2 forks, but it looks more like the little star pin that Orihime wears in her hair from the anime Bleach. And because her hair is also orange like Orihime, she kind of reminds me of Orihime. I know she doesn't look like her, but she reminds me of her. Like, I know she doesn't look like her, but that pin in her hair, it reminded me of Orihime from Bleach. She's the only character I know who has like a blue star pin in her hair like that. She has one on each side, I believe. I also just realized we're dying.
We should be getting close.
Although everything is covered in snow, as a seasoned adventurer, you notice a spot on the ground that looks quite different from its surroundings. You remove the snow and find a sizable hole underneath, large enough to fit a human body. But the hole is completely empty, and the surrounding markings make it look like something was dug up. Did an animal do this? Or some monster? I'm being frozen alive?
Weird. There's a hole, but no body.
Celestial looming in the background of my mind, watching me and seeing what I find. Oh.
The prosecution's argument is that Albedo used alchemy to destroy the bodies. But this location is different from the other two.
Why was she talking like that? She sounds like somebody who's trying to eat watermelon and talk like, the prosecution's argument is that Albedo, like, it sounds like she's sucking on juice while trying to speak.
Why not double? Or smooth out the ground like the other places?
If one person did all this, why not remove the traces like the others? And if Albedo isn't the one responsible, why was this location marked in his notes? Because somebody's trying to frame him. You return to the Knights of Vonius, the wild swirling in your mind. Yeah, I'm sad I didn't get Venti in my main account. Even my Lumion account, my second one, I've put in 105 pulls and I didn't get anything. Because when I got to my 80th pull, they gave me D-Luke, bro. They fucking hate me. They're like, no, take fire, husbando! And they shoved D-Luke in my face. That's literally what they did to me. They're like, no, no animal husbando for you, girlfriend. Take fire, daddy. Take fire, daddy. I like D-Link too though, so it's okay, but what the fuck? Oh, it's hard to laugh because I think I am slightly sick. My throat's been sore all day. You're back. Did you find anything?
Yeah, but
None of it helps Albedo's case. So, several characters in this event are not voiced. So, Albedo, Venti, and Jean are not. Kaya isn't either. So, I'm having a voice for all of them. Sometimes I can put on a serious voice, and other times I can't, because it's very strenuous right now. You tell Jean about your findings from Albedo's office. I see. Nanioldo. A complicated result, but your efforts are appreciated. Did Albedo submit an appeal? Yes, he asked for a retrial. There are still questions surrounding the identities of the victims and the disappearance of the bodies. The minimal remains that were uncovered have been sent for forensic analysis, which should provide some answers. It's just...
what's wrong?
If the victims turn out to be Mondstadt citizens, the situation becomes all the more serious. The second trial would likely have to be opened to the public. And I doubt public sentiment will be in Albedo's favor.
Yeah,
Not when the charges are so serious.
Oh.
The second trial is set to take place in 2 days. I hope you consider attending this one as well.
Of course.
Of course, we'll be there. In the meantime, we should all just stay positive. Well said. When the time comes, I'll carry out my duties to the best of my ability. I feel like I'm gonna get grabbed by someone. Is Lisa or somebody listening? Oh. Look, he was listening in again. Miles? Dude, what is his freaking problem? He's like, I love to watch you, watching me, watch doors close with stars in the walls. Holy shit. I think he heard us say that Albedo was a synthetic human. He's a homunculus, basically. If you've ever seen Full Metal Alchemist, you know what a fucking homunculus is. I don't really remember all of them. There's one for each 7 of the deadly sins. There was one for everyone, but the ones I really remembered, it was like pride and envy, gluttony, lust. I think lust was the girl. And what was the one? Fuck, can't remember the one. There was one specifically. I can't remember who it was. I think it was... Who's the one I'm thinking of? It's the one that kind of looked like a girl but a boy. I haven't watched that in years, so I'm like trying to remember from memory and I can't. I remember Lust being the girl because she was like in a black dress specifically. She was like Jessica Rabbit but gothic. 23.99, I'm losing my mind. Glowing blue stars disappear, I like my heart. Oh my god. It is time!
We should meet up with Jean. It's about time for the second trial.
It's time to pose like I don't care about nothing. Bro, why do they keep putting spiracles in my doors? Touch the light, it'll swerve to the right. Oh my god. I guess that's how they're doing events now. Bright swirling lights. I don't know why, it just reminds me of Escoff here. It looks like twisted ribbons from Fontaine to me. Frosted ice ribbons, bro. Die! Ah, you too. Let me know if you're ready and we'll head out. Go. Alright, follow me. Alright, time to fade to black. She knocked me out with a book. She picked it up off the desk and cracked me in the face with it. Follow me! Just knocks you out. Can you imagine that? That'd be super tragic. Ominous dark walls piercing my eyes. Everything I seen was nothing but lies. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now convened for the second trial against Mr. Albedo. I, Jean Gohinder, will once again oversee the proceedings. Representatives on both sides remain unchanged. Mr. Dahlia will be continuing to serve as assessor. He can assess me. I'm gonna... Archer represents the prosecution, and Kaya speaks on behalf of the defense. Oh my god. The defendant in this case is Albedo as he stares into my freaking soul, laying chains with his mind, imprisoning me. Captain of the investigation team. With that, I now bring this trial to order. Everybody's sitting super slowly. Is Sucrose missing? Miss Herta, have the investigators made any new discoveries?
Yes. We sent the teeth and the femur bone found at the scene to the church's medical office, and were able to conclude that these are, in fact, human remains. In addition, the investigators were able to identify several Mondstadt citizens who appear to have been missing for quite some time.
Oh no. That's what she literally just said. If it turns out that the missing people were Mondstadt citizens, that they would have to make it public, and it is. Oh god, no.
Forensic analysis of the remains allowed us to pinpoint the age and gender of the deceased. Interestingly, one of the missing individuals matches that profile to a T.
Uh-oh.
The medical office couldn't spare the personnel, so Miss Rosaria is here to present the results to the court.
Oh my god. Hanselman, male, 46 years old. Marital status, single. Occupation, hunter. Consistent with the conclusion in the last trial, his disappearance went unreported, likely due to his lack of relatives. In addition, medical records show that he sustained a mechanism-related injury to his leg 3 years ago. The damage on the femur bone Mr. Deluc found is consistent with such an injury. Therefore, we have concluded that one of the victims in this case is Hanselman. A specialized technique was likely used to accelerate the rate of decomposition.
Is it reasonable to assume this technique to be alchemical in nature?
Alchemical or magical, both are possible.
Thank you for your testimony.
The identity of one of the victims is now confirmed. But what about the defendant's motive?
Bro, he's staring into my soul.
Considering what he wrote in the letter, we can deduce that the defendant needed subjects for an alchemy experiment. Who better than individuals whose disappearance would go unnoticed?
God, this lady seems so judgmental.
In other words, he sacrificed the good people of Mondstadt for his own gain. A truly vile act.
He's like, ha, cast your freaking words at me.
In addition, another witness has agreed to testify. Miss Donna, if you would.
Oh? Another one, huh?
Wait,
Donna from the flower shop? The flower shop girl has something to say. Oh,
I'm sorry it took so long for me to come forward. But the night Master Deluc saw Mr. Albedo, I was there too.
Are you lying? Are you lying? Look, everybody's standing up.
I was camping with a friend and we decided to stop near Dragonspine. I couldn't really get comfortable that night, so around dawn, I decided to go for a walk. And that's when I saw Master Deluc.
Because everybody in this city knows that she likes Deluc. So she's like, I went out because I couldn't sleep, and then I saw him, the man of my dreams, and so I followed him in the night like a damn stalker freak.
I thought it might be nice to, chat. So I headed in his direction, and then I saw it. Someone at the bottom of the cliff was getting rid of a body.
Look at her eyes.
I was terrified the person might see me. Even after I fled, I couldn't shake that fear. And I started to wish I never had a crush on Master Diluc in the first place. If I hadn't wanted to talk to him, I would never have been in that situation. Well, I didn't want to come forward because I was scared. But Miss Hertha convinced me it was the right thing to do. I'm sorry it took me so long.
Dude, she just admitted to the whole court that she likes Diluc. Good on her! Way to get your feelings out there, and he heard it too. Wow, that's bravery, bro. I see. Well, I wouldn't know if it was bravery. I mean, what I mean by that is she literally just told everybody, hey, y'all, I like Diluc. In front of Diluc, who's in the same room. I'm somebody that when I like someone, I can't really tell them. Like, I try to in, like, other ways. I don't know if I'd ever be able to say that. I mean, maybe I could. There's been times where I've told people, hey, don't take this the wrong way. I just mean this as a compliment, but I do find you attractive. I have said that to many people. But that's because I generally did find them attractive. But when you actually like someone, that's hard. Good on her. Just stepping forward was brave enough, Miss Donna. Jesus. Everybody else heard that, right? Anyway, the court thanks you for your courage and commitment to just, oh my god.
Yes. Thank you.
The two witnesses corroborate the same sequence of events. That just leaves the question of how the defendant disposed of the bodies.
Man, I really like Dahlia. Holy shit.
I believe the answer lies in the alchemical technique mentioned in the letter. The defendant is the most accomplished alchemist in Mondstadt. He has the skill, no question.
Yeah. Man, Dahlia's so damn cute. He's like a little doll that I want to put on my shoulder and take on adventures with me. Like, he seems really cute, like somebody I want to protect. Like a little doll I want to take to sleep with me. That sounds fucking weird now that I say it. Anyway. Like a little kitten, you know, you just want to pet them and give them attention and say, oh, you're so cute, and carry it around. That's how he makes me feel. Anyway, a special investigator also uncovered some relevant evidence on that subject. I will now present it to the court.
Wait, does she mean...
Me. The evidence we found in Albedo's office. The following are pieces of evidence uncovered in Mr. Albedo's office. The most important of which is this map, where the bodies were placed. This map was found with the defendant's notes. The markings correspond with the description in the letter and the locations of the crime scenes. Does this map belong to you? Yes. Were you the one who marked these locations? Yes. You do realize that's basically an admission of guilt, don't you? The evidence against you is nearly insurmountable. No. Since you uncovered that compartment, I might as well expound on the matter. Are you looking at me? Albedo, no?
We have witnesses and physical evidence. What could you possibly say in your defense?
See, that seemed like a threat. He looked at me and he said that. Oh my god. Oh, come on. What I always have. I never killed a single person.
You have some nerve. Saying that when the evidence is stacked against you?
Oh my god. These people are gonna feel so dumb when it turns out that it was not him. Miss Hertha, you've presented a meticulous and convincing case. I'll give you that. But I will not admit to something I didn't do.
So, what? You're just going to bombard the court with excuses?
That's a rather dismissive way to refer to an innocent man speaking on his own defense. Besides, I'm not making excuses. I'm exercising patience.
That won't make the charges against you disappear, Mr. Albedo.
Perhaps not. But patience comes with its own reward. It's easy for things to remain buried in snow until someone comes along and brushes it away. He's aiming that at me, by the way. Albedo seems serious but unfazed. Does that mean he really didn't do anything untoward? He mentioned brushing off the snow. Is that supposed to be a hint? If it was a hint, then it must have something to do with Dragonspine. Which reminds me, one of the locations marked on the map we found was in Dragonspine, wasn't it? You were the one who uncovered the notes, right? Then I'm assuming you visited the third location marked on the map as well. Yes? Can you tell us what you found? You nod your head and give an honest account of the scene you found on Dragonspine. Whatever was kept in the hole was gone, and the surrounding area bore the markings of an unknown creature. With everything covered in snow, no one knew there was something to discover in the first place.
Then, there must also have been a body.
I need to think about this. What clues am I missing? Oh, God. Okay. All 3 locations were in the map. All 3 were written by Albedo. All 3 were marked by Albedo. All 3 were found in his, office. However, the location... the markings were different. Because they were like, well, because if you remember, the first locations, they said he buried the body and then smoothed out the earth to get rid of traces, but the third one was not like that. It was completely destroyed. The third marked location is in Dragonspine. We only knew about it because we found the map hidden in the compartment. During our investigation, Paimon and I discovered a hole beneath the snow, big enough to hide a human body. There was also claw marks around the outside. But there was no body, nor any remains whatsoever. Ah. Hold on, I'm trying... The difference between the marked locations. Albedo marked these 3 locations on the map found in the hidden compartment. There are some similarities and differences between them. Based on what we know, all 3 locations were likely used to hide bodies. The holes dug in each area certainly seem big enough. But unlike the first 2 locations, there were claw marks around the hole in the third location, and no witnesses saw anything happen in there. Dragonspine is home to all manner of monsters and wild animals. Could some kind of creature have dug up the body? But why wasn't that the case in the other locations? The marks didn't look fresh, which means that hole at the third location has been there longer than the other 2. But if the hole at the third location wasn't made around the same time, does that mean it's connected to a separate incident? Albedo's the identity. Dragonspine's ecosystem. Dragonspine has a frigid climate, and is covered in snow all year round. Even so, it's home to various monsters and creatures that can withstand the cold. Deep within the mountain lies the remains of an even more mysterious creature, Durin. Although the dragon has been dead for a long time, he still possessed a peculiar life energy. Now that I think about it, a lot of strange things have happened on Dragonspine. Most people know Albedo as an alchemist and the captain of the investigation team. But in truth, he's the Kaida Prince, a synthetic human created by one of the 5 sinners, Gold, Rhine-daughter. Rhine-daughter means gold. 5 sinners is the sinner from Khaenri'ah. Basically, there was 5 sinners in Khaenri'ah. Each had the power to destroy the world. If they combined their powers together, it was basically a power source that each 5 of them took a piece of it. When combined, they had the power to destroy the world. While separate, they still had significant power, which is why Rhine-daughter was able to create life, something that was considered a taboo. That was the whole reason why Egeria, the original Hydro Archon, was punished, because she created life. The Oceanids, that's what the Fontanians were. Like Linean people, they were not real humans, they were Oceanids in human form that Egeria created, which went against the laws of the heavenly principles, which the gods cannot make life. So Egeria was punished for it, and that's why Focalors took up her place in that scenario. After she passed, she became the new one, and then she gave it to Farina. She's like, enough suffering. That's why Focalors used her own gnosis to behead herself, to destroy the Hydro throne in Celestia permanently, forever. And Farina is basically her human side that she separated from her divinity. So in a sense, Fusslors kind of did the same thing. She created new life by therefore cloning like herself. Well, not really cloning, but it kind of is. She split her divinity and her human side apart and turned them into two separate entities. She remained as her divinity side, which was the god side, and her human side is what Farina is. And the same thing was kind of done with the Electro Archon. She created the puppets. She created Skara first, in place that he was supposed to become like Makoto, her twin who died during the Archon War. And then, because he was too sensitive, like Makoto, and he cried upon his birth, she discarded him, and then created the Raiden Shogun, which is a puppet. Yeah, you could say it's a puppet, but it's still a form of life. So in a way, a lot of the gods have broken that. So Albedo is kind of like the same thing. Only thing that's different here is Rhine-Daughter was not a god. She was a person. And the 5 sinners are people who had the power to destroy the world. And that's why they're called sinners, because they had enough power to fight back against the gods. If they all 5 fought together, they could have saved Conrea, but instead they all fled. And one of the sinners is Vedalfnir, who happens to be Dane's brother. Daneslav. And Albedo is steadfast, intelligent, and treats everyone with kindness and respect. I think most people would agree with that assessment. He's also a calculated thinker. It's fair to say that if he did commit a crime, it would likely be well concealed. Up until now, Albedo has never displayed any ill will towards humanity, and he also still seems like his normal self. As his friend, I shouldn't reveal the truth about his identity. That would only make things worse for him. I almost forgot. Paimon and I once encountered someone on Dragonspine who looked exactly like Albedo, and we weren't the only ones. Wait a second. Someone who looks exactly like him. I'm guessing Albedo has a plan, so I should help him out. But what does he want me to do? Announce a break in the case? No. I should play it safe. Since I made an honest assessment of the facts, I should be honest about my doubts too. It's only fair. Besides, I think I understand what Albedo was trying to tell me just now. I'd like to address the court, if I may. I was the one who investigated the office, and I believe the results raise a few questions. Regarding the 2 cases I addressed in the previous trial, it was established that, after disposing of the bodies, the defendant used alchemy to restore the ground to its original state. But that wasn't the case at the 3rd location. The hole was still there, with dirt scattered around the perimeter. It looked more like something had been dug up. If this was all done by one person, why wasn't the 3rd scene given the same treatment as the others? Why weren't the traces removed? In addition, the markings around the 3rd location weren't fresh, which suggests that the Dragonspine incident happened at a different time. For those reasons, I believe there's still reasonable doubt in this case, and I hope the verdict reflects that. Thank you. Astute as ever, Siren.
Questions there may be, but allow me to point out, there is no evidence to suggest that anyone besides the defendant knew about the 3rd location. And the map was found in his notes. That fact alone makes him the most plausible suspect. Unless Mr. Albedo suddenly plans to deny that the map belongs to him.
Allow me to respond to Siren's point. Do you keep staring at me like that? If all I cared about was proving my innocence, I would indeed do as you described, Miss Herta, and deny any connection to that map. But this is not what I intend to do. The map does belong to me, and I did hide things at those 3 locations.
What?
There were indeed bodies at each location, and I did kill and bury someone on Dragonspine.
Ha! So you admit it. Let the record reflect that the defendant has confessed to his crimes.
You're mistaken, Miss Herta. The story doesn't end there. Yeah, we know. Some time ago, I encountered an uninvited guest on Dragonspine. Someone who wanted to take advantage of the deserted nature of the region to eliminate me in secret. He desired to kill me, to lead to an altercation where I killed him instead, and buried the body on the mountain, the 3rd location marked on the map.
Actually, the Traveler Amber Bennett and I were with Albedo that day. The Adventurers Guild was holding an event on Dragonspine. After it ended, we all left the area. If the person Albedo is referring to is different from the one we encountered on the mountain, then the altercation must have occurred after we left.
This only proves that the defendant is guilty on all counts. Those innocent people, their blood is on your hands.
No, you're wrong.
You deny it? After admitting to murder for the whole court to hear? You've clearly lost your mind.
If you would let me finish, Miss Herta, I could get to the important part. If a man ever says that, you're doing something wrong. I can't take lines like that seriously. If you would let me finish. I've heard that before. The man who attacked me on Dragonspine was my height, with blonde hair and blue eyes, dressed in clothes nearly identical to mine. So, someone who happens to look exactly like you? Exactly like him? So I was right. It does come back to what happened back then.
It's one thing to look similar, but for the clothes to be the same?
What's going on? I don't want to be here anymore. Regardless, the important thing is that you admit to killing someone on Dragonspine.
Yes, I killed someone that day. Someone who looked nearly identical to me. But I never said that someone was a person. I see. Then it appears I need to withdraw my testimony.
What?
Nani?
Everyone! I brought her!
Her?
Wait, you...
The person who just came in. Isn't that Hertha?
That freaking look on Lumi's face like, doppelgangers, bitches! What's going on?
Who are you? Why do you wear my face? Hello to you, too.
Hello, dear friend. I've come to steal you in. As you can see, this is Herta, the logistics captain of the Knights of Favonius.
I see what's going on here. It's all been leading up to this, hasn't it? Your confession. It was all an elaborate stunt to set me up. You want to undermine my credibility? Fine. It doesn't eliminate the mountain of evidence stacked against you. All I want is justice for the people of Mondstadt.
Order in the frickin' court! I've been stationed on Dragonspine all these years because that is where the subject of my research lies, the dragon Durin. Several hundred years ago, the dragon of the east, Dvalin, defeated Durin in battle, and, with the help from Barbados Fanti, sealed his remains on Dragonspine. Durin was created through alchemy, one of the finest specimens of artificial life. As such, death was not a true end for him. His heart still beats and grows more revitalized by the day. My imposter, on Dragonspine, was a failed specimen abandoned in Durin's stomach, an unsuccessful iteration of the Homunculus project.
Homunculus? Are you trying to insinuate that I'm some kind of... the Homunculus? Because it looks to me like the artificial one is standing right there. Some kind of imposter you dragged in from Dragonspine. So this is what I look like when I fly off the handle. You know, they say imitation is the best form of flattery, but your impersonation has overstayed its welcome. Master Jean, what are you waiting for? We've known each other for so long. You recognize the real me, don't you?
The two of you look identical, but judging based on demeanor. The new arrival actually seems more like the Herta I know.
That means nothing! By that logic, I could just as easily accuse the Albedo in this room of being an imposter! How do we know he isn't the fake one? A cold-blooded killer who replaced the real Albedo long ago!
Because the fake Albedo doesn't have a fucking star on his neck. That's how we're able to tell if he's been replaced by his clones. I keep calling them clones. Because he has the star!
Then, how about something only the real Hertha would know?
There's a scar, I told you.
The longest scar on my body. The knights who fought alongside me that day should remember where it is.
Watch her not have it. Uh-oh.
I remember. Let's hear your answer.
I'd like to hear Miles' answer first.
Huh?
Because he's been replaced too, I bet you.
You don't know? Or you don't remember? I heard you've been acting strange these days. Disoriented? Confused? You were closer to me than anyone during that battle. And yet you don't remember a thing. Strange indeed.
No, my head. It hurts.
Uh-oh.
The scar is right here.
Oh, it's on her arm. Her golden eyes be piercing everything in the room. Tell me what you see. Oh. Why the nerves? I can't imagine this comes as a surprise.